Today I'm going to show you how to make 3 different fall themed DIYs. I will be writing all the information you need in the description below. The first DIY is this soy wax candle made with essential oils, and they were poured into jars that I reused that used to be salsa containers as well as jalapeno containers. So what you'll need is 2 pounds of soy wax, a pouring pitcher, a candy thermometer, and a long stem spoon. Some jars that you have lying around. They can be anywhere from 8 ounces to 16 ounces, whichever you prefer. You will also need some candle wicks, some optional dried flowers for decoration. I'm using dried rose petals and some lavender buds. 1 fluid ounce of essential oil. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing you're gonna do is heat and melt your wax. You can pour the entire 2 pounds of wax in and stir it. So while that is heating, you're gonna place your wicks in your jars and secure them. You can do this, I'm using a chip clip, but you can do this with chopsticks. I ran out of chip clips, so I ended up using a tape container. And then you're going to go back to your wax and make sure it's completely melted. And you're going to want to heat it to 180 degrees. Once it reaches 180 degrees, you're going to remove it from that burner, place it aside to cool down to 135 degrees. Once it reaches that temperature, you can place in your essential oil and make sure to stir extremely well so that it is fully immersed into the wax. Once you have finished doing that, you can pour your wax into your jars. And you're going to wait for them to cool until they are no longer clear, and then you can start placing in your flowers. And I like to press mine in a little bit to keep them secure. And once they are completely solid, I just waited until the next day. You can trim the wicks to 1/4 of an inch in length. And now you have a perfectly natural, clean burning candle made from essential oils, soy wax, and jars that you reused. Who knew a salsa jar could end up being a really beautiful candle? I also like to decorate mine with a little bit of twine. I feel like it makes it look a lot more fall-like. So this is what the candle looks like after 4 hours of burning, and this is what it looks like once it has dried. So this next DIY will be a bath bomb, very similar to Lush bath bombs, also made with essential oils. The first thing you want to do is pour 5 cups of baking soda into a bowl. You will also pour in 2.5 cups of citric acid. You can then stir to combine. Then in a smaller container, we are going to combine 100 milliliters of castor oil with a tablespoon of polysorbate 80, and I also mix in 1 entire bottle of essential oil. You can choose any scent that you like. Next, we are going to add our coloring. This is a red 28 dye, which you are going to add to this and mix. So you need it to bind to oil and this polysorbate 80 so that it doesn't stain your hands or the tub. So then once that's combined, we're going to pour that into our mixture. We're going to mix that until it's fully blended. Then I am adding a little bit of a darker mica powder with a hot pink mica powder. This is a trick to get it to be a little bit more bright and vibrant. Next, I'm setting aside a few cups of this mixture, and I'm going to add in some purple mica to make it purple. These are the 2 bath bomb molds I'm choosing. I'm going to link all the products I use in the description below. I'm going to make the planchette purple, and I'm going to make the poison apple pink. So to start, you're going to spray your mixture with witch hazel until it is the consistency of wet sand. You want it to be able to stick together without being completely wet. Then you're going to pack in this mixture into your mold as best that you can. You can then flip it around and take it out. Sometimes they get stuck, so you can lightly tap it with a spoon before lifting the mold. So this is what they look like out of the mold, and I feel like they look perfectly fine just like this if you don't want to take it to the next step, but I want to color them. So this is how you do that. You're going to take some mica powder, I'm choosing black, and mix it with 91% alcohol into a spray bottle. And then you can begin spraying it until it reaches the color that you like. Here's a before and after. For our apple, I'm taking a raspberry colored mica into, again, 91% alcohol and spraying that until it's fully covered. All of these ingredients are completely environmentally and skin friendly, by the way. For the next step, to paint it on, you do the same thing. You mix the alcohol solution with the mica, but in a bowl, and then you are able to paint it on. This was a very long process, but it really adds such a beautiful touch. And once that's finished, there are your ready-to-use bath bombs. The next DIY will be this wall art, which is a skull on a wood plank. This is a copycat of a piece I have from Urban Outfitters that's similar. So you will need to print out a picture of your choice, or you can use this skull picture that I made. I will have this image in a link in the description below as well. And you also need a wood plank and some Mod Podge, as well as a paintbrush. So the first thing you're going to want to do is decide which way you would like your art to face, because it is going to be a mirrored image. You're going to place the image face down on the wood plank. So once you pick one, you're going to choose the opposite and place it face down. You're going to cut out that image. And once you finish cutting that out, you can start to figure out how you would like that to look. And keep in mind, you will need to flip the plank over because it will be a mirror image. So once you do that, you can place it face down where you like and maybe put a little bit of pencil so you know where you want to place it. And then you are going to completely cover the image with Mod Podge. I would suggest using a lot more than you think you need, because thicker is better. Then you will press it where you would like it, and definitely place something heavy on top of it. I use textbooks for an entire 24 hours. Once it is dried the next day, you will take a little bit of water and a towel and start slowly and carefully peeling away the paper. And oftentimes I use my finger because it is a little bit more delicate. And keep in mind, if you aren't careful, you can actually begin to peel away the image. So once that's done, it's okay if it has a little bit of paper left on it. A lot of that will go away once the Mod Podge is on it. So yes, you're going to completely cover it again with Mod Podge and wait for it to dry. And once it is dry, it'll look like this. So at this point, you can use the sawtooth hanger for the back of this to hang it on the wall, but I just went ahead and used some command strips so I can just take it off as I please without damaging the wall. And this is what it looks like. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like these DIYs, and I will see you very soon.